My Neighbor from Hell, Part 7. If this were a book, this would be chapter 2, and this chapter would be titled Mold. So, alright, it's been about 2 weeks since Fred has moved in, and finally, he gets his dog flea medication, and I think that her fleas are starting to go away. Honestly, I'm just, like, grateful and thankful for the sake of his dog. Not even for me, but at this point, because, like, it was just so sad to, like, see her suffering like that. But then comes another problem. So Fred starts to tell me that he's starting to, like, get really, really bad allergies from being inside his apartment. And he tells me that he thinks the ceiling of his bathroom is covered in mold. I'm like, what? What do you mean your ceiling is covered in mold? So he's like, yeah, like, come see for yourself. So of course I'm like, okay, like, yeah. So I go into his apartment and I see the ceiling of his bathroom and it is black. I'm like, Fred, you moved in here and it looked like that? And he's like, yeah, like, landlord told me that, like, he was gonna fix it and that, like, wasn't that big of a deal. It was, like, water damage, I guess. Apparently the upstairs neighbors, remember I told you how there's a 2-bedroom above me? Apparently the upstairs neighbors, their dishwasher broke and there was water damage that somehow came down into the lower level unit where Fred was living. And Fred is like, my eyes are burning and running, and, like, I just feel like literally, like, I'm getting, like, all of these weird, like, side effects from, like, the spores of the mold. And I'm like, holy shit, like, does the landlord know about this? And he's like, yeah, apparently he's sending somebody out to come look at it in the next few days. October 20th, 2022. Me to my landlord. Pretty sure Fred slept outside last night. So Fred decides to literally sleep outside in a sleeping bag, as you can see right here. This is my car, this white car right here. That's my vehicle. This is where he was sleeping. And next to the hose is my window. I think it's because there is mold apparently in his place, question mark. Either way, this is just weird. Landlord. That's what he said. I have a specialist stopping by at noon. The mold specialist said if there is an issue, he can put up a barrier immediately and do any remediation tomorrow, so it should not be a problem after this afternoon. I agree, it is weird, and Fred has been quite awkward. I'm going to try hard to get him to understand what's appropriate and what isn't when I see him this evening. I really do not want these types of things to continue, and I want to restore harmony in the building ASAP. Later that day, my landlord texts me again. I spoke to Fred a bit, but most of it was dealing with this mold issue, which was extremely stressful. I'll be speaking to him again tomorrow and will be letting him know that he is not allowed to sleep outside or leave items outside. If he does, I will have them discarded. I will get quotes to fumigate and will let you know when I can have it done. He insists his dog doesn't have fleas. October 22nd, 2022. I then send my landlord the following video. And this is a very lengthy text, so bear with me. Okay, I'm laughing because I'm like the biggest Karen ever, but, like, you know what? It had to be done, okay? Hi, landlord. I wanted to reach out because it seems like my previous concerns have not been addressed. I've already communicated to you the issues with my new neighbor, Fred, and now these issues are really starting to affect my quiet enjoyment and mental health. If a solution isn't made in the next few days, I will be forced to communicate these issues to the health department, fleas and garbage, and the fire department, because leaving all of those items next to a leafy area is a serious fire hazard. It actually is. I'm also tempted to call animal control because his dog still has a rash all over her, and he has made excuse after excuse as to why he cannot remedy the situation faster. I think you need to put him up somewhere until his bathroom is fixed and figure this out. His belongings are everywhere still, and apparently the work on his bathroom can't start until Sunday because no one was here to approve the construction. My apartment is full of bugs because whenever I open my front door, he's right in front of me with all of his crap airing out. This is unsanitary, gross, and I have zero privacy. Please see photos/videos. The last photo is of all the bugs I've caught in my apartment this week. I'm not going to show you guys that because it was really gross. This is honestly not okay. Also, at 2:30 in the morning last night, I was woken up to Fred using the hose to wash himself off in the driveway. Let that sink in, okay? He was cursing and yelling as well. This has now gotten completely out of control. Please talk to him and figure this out. Landlord. I have a call scheduled with him today. Also, his belief that the work hasn't started because I didn't sign docs is incorrect. I didn't sign them in the morning, but then drove to the contractor's house in North Hollywood to pay a deposit and sign the docs. The work has started. It is done in stages and there is no way around it. The contractor doesn't work on Saturday because he is religious, but is continuing on Sunday morning. Things have literally been addressed as quickly as possible. Regardless, I have a call scheduled with Fred today. He is clearly a mess and has endless excuses and blame for his actions. More to come in the next video.